All right, so I called this sour cream stream because I was snacking on some potato chips and sour cream. Now earlier, a few hours back, my brother and I were going to stream, and we came on for like 20 minutes or so. And what I didn't realize was my brother was more tired. I think he and I both didn't realize how tired he was. So the stream didn't go well. You know how, like, have you ever seen my brother? After a while, he'll start to get tired. And, all right, time for bed. He was at that stage earlier than normal. I think he was more burned out than you realize because we'd eaten, watching TV, having a few beers. And he's like, hey, I think we finished the movie. He was like, I'm not ready for bed yet. We need to stream for a bit. I said, all right. So, but I don't think it was a good time to stream. But then I felt like, well, that last stream ended a bit abruptly, even for me. So I should come back and say, maybe just I think my brother, both he and I didn't realize just how out of it he was. Hello, Commander K. I came back especially for you, K. You were going to come on last time, but I was talking to that other guy. So you have to come back this time. Put your mask on. Brace yourself. I won't be on too long, but I figured that last stream wasn't my brother's fault. I think he was more tired than either of us realized. You've never seen potato chips before? These are like the small. We're getting to the bottom of the bag, but here's a ruffled potato chips. Yeah. No, I just wanted to come on because even for me, you want to know the brand, Beppis? I'm sorry, but that's confidential. That's for me to know and you to never know. No, it's actually. Can anyone guess? No, this is a very personal thing you're asking, but these are Lay's. Hey, Beppis, you want a Lay? These are Lay's. Frito-Lay, to be more specific. Frito and Lay merged the companies. It's called Frito-Lay's, Lay's potato chips. Party size. Did we all see the bag? I don't know. Okay. I'm running out of sour cream. That's the problem. Dinner was pretty filling. That was hours ago. I think my brother just got the itis. They call the itis. You don't like cereal. There you go. Get yourself some Lay's. And get the potato chips too while you're at it. But yeah, definitely, yeah. Excuse me. I'm glad I came back. Well, because even for me, that last stream ended a little too abruptly, but all right. Oh. Where were we? Commander K, you were going to do something or say something? You know, you get down to those little shardy pieces, those little. But, oh well. This is called Hell of a Good Dip. Hell of a Good Dip, French onion, party size, and it's getting kind of near the end, so I don't have anything to tell it either, so I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, I could unprivate it. It's just my brother was so out of it. It's like you've seen my brother get tired before. Like he'll join us hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in. All right, time for bed. We started streaming, and from the get-go, he was just, not doing. Maybe I was a bit rude, but to him, but I don't think either of us realized how bad. I said, "Look, you got to go to bed, man." Yeah, I got to go back to work soon. I was saying in the last stream. Yeah, I'm supposed to get. I have the two lawyer things. One with the finger, which has been settled, and the other with being threatened. That's still up in the air. I didn't for the finger, the retail, the what do you call it? The warehouse when I was in the back there, department store. The lawyer said, okay, here's an electronic document. You got to sign electronically. I got to sign, and then the judge will sign off. And it's $3,500 from the department store, but we keep 20%, so you'll get $2,800. I said, okay, fine. So I signed. And then they sent me a copy in the mail, like a letter. It wasn't the check yet. It was a letter saying, okay, thanks for signing. The judge, they showed me the copies, my electronic signature. The lawyers electronic signature, and then the judge, the Jersey State judge who signed off on it. But the one thing that pissed me off, there was an extra fee tacked on for like $77 for some kind of like, I don't know, paralegal letter bullshit. And it wasn't even that bothered me. The guy should have said, hey, by the way, heads up. Because I was saying earlier, like, what's the point of signing something legally? You got to sign this so the judge can sign it. If you're just going to tack on something that I didn't sign to, it's almost like fraudulent. It's almost like the whole thing's a fucking joke. So yeah, it was, what was it? 3,500 minus the 20% is 2,800 minus like 70 some odd dollars or some bullshit miscellaneous fee, which I didn't sign to or agree to. So I should probably call him on Monday and just say, hey man, be a little more specific. So. All right, thank you. I think Running Gun's got a little crush on me. I make no promises. I thought you liked it when I did that. In fact, you told me in private, please show me your eyes and finger the camera. It makes me feel good. I'm just doing what you wanted. I'm putting on a show for you, Running Gun. Okay. We might wind down faster, but I saw that last stream, it just didn't go. I didn't realize how out of it my brother was. So I'm like, oof. Okay. Have I made up for that lackluster stream? 8 minutes now is better than that half-hour disaster before. Oh, you were here last stream? I didn't see you. No, I don't have anything lined up. No. I'm going to start looking for jobs in April. Yeah, because my unemployment's going to run out. You should have been asleep. That was a few hours back. It would have been like what? What time is it there? It's 7:30. This must have been like 3 o'clock in the morning for you. You were up watching me, you know. Oh, it's amazing. My memory is really failing. No, I do have to go back to work at some point because I was talking about that more in the last stream. Did I say that here? No, I dread it. I don't want to go back to work, but I have to soon because I'm running out of money. So I'll probably have to go back to work next month when the unemployment runs out. Oh. Today is what? Sunday. So you don't have to go to you're still working on that horse farm or whatever it is? Or, you know, volunteering on the horse farm, whatever they call it. Are you still the stable wench? We got Beppis the stable wench, or have they sent you a new pretend job? Yes, I work at the horse farm 3 days a week. I'm at the wood shop one day. Wow. They're really putting you to work there. Do you get paid anything, like a little stipend, or this is just totally, like one of these back to work program things? How much longer do you plan to pretend work before you get like a real job? Right. So I'm saying it's like the worst of both worlds. You're wage slaving, and you don't even get any money for it. I'm only going back to work because I need the money. It's not for the work itself. There's nothing rewarding in work, especially if you have nothing to, no purpose, nothing really to live for. Okay, so Beppis isn't getting paid. And what else? Running Gun. Not really. My jeans are junk, but thank you. Thank you, Running Gun. And that's about all we've established. And where did Commander K go? He just disappeared on me. I was hoping he'd want to come on for a little bit. Because he wanted to come on last time, but I was talking to that Austrian guy. Possibly. Because I'm going to need a job. I'm going to make those videos about the last supermarket. I'm thinking about going. I'm tempted to like go back. My brother's like, "Don't do it." That place where I was 5 years ago, where they put me through the ringer, just to fuck with them, make videos there. If they fire me, who cares? But I'm on the fence. I might have to. I might have to. I might have no choice. Earlier, I think it was Rafterman was saying, "Oh, you should drive for Uber or Uber Eats or whatever." And I was like, "But yeah, that's not really a job. You put more wear and tear on the car." And he was saying, "No, no, my buddy does it. He gets like $150 a day." I'm like, "Well, you got to factor in how much gas and how much wear and tear." Yeah. I see. Wow. The answer to the question: how much longer are you gonna do the slave labor before you can like get like a real job, or you're hoping they'll hire you there, so then you can like the obese woman could pay you to like clean up the horse shit or be the stable hag. Well, what? Well, I mean, she's probably using you, but does she play the whole? Oh, if you go the extra mile, I might consider hiring you for real when your trial period is over or whatever. Is she like trying to tempt you with a real job by seeing if you'll go that extra mile? Hmm. Well, you've been looking real hard and you're trying to find a job, but it just keeps getting tougher every day. But you gotta do your part, cause you know in your heart, yeah. Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA. All right, where was I? All right. Yeah, she's got to work. She's in Sweden. She's got to do this back to work study program thing. She can elaborate if she wants. So she's not getting paid, but it's like a step to get back into the workforce. Because I forget what it was. You would actually lose neat bucks, or you get a lesser neat buck. So it's better to actually go back to work or some nonsense. I don't know. Oh, this is fun. This is nice. Glad I came back. Now I wish my brother were here. Or we had a better stream. It was just too out. It was just wasn't working. I wasn't really in the mood. It was like 50-50. But I said, let me come back and hmm. Okay. Well, glad I came back for 15 minutes. We can end on a better note. Wait, I forgot to do that thing again. Shit, I always forget to do that. No, not that. That settings thing. Where is it? There we go. I think that's it. Yeah, he was tired. I'm like, and I was kind of meh. So I decided to give it a little rest. But I said, that's a terrible way to end, even for me. I don't usually end streams like that. It would have been nice if he was more awake, but I guess all this work catches up with him, and I guess he's got to work all these hours because I'm a bum. But yeah, yeah, when you came home from work, yeah, exactly, sloth. Wow. And what if you didn't do the job? Did she write a report like she can say, "Oh, Beppis didn't do this or that, and she's a terrible person. Don't hire her." I mean, in theory, you could just quote unquote work there indefinitely for years. You can just be the wench, helping out the stable bitch. Yeah, it's like you can just be there indefinitely. I mean, unless there's like some time frame, like the job has a certain end date or something. I know how it works in these weird countries here. Not exactly. No, I want to give like another. I want to wait till April 1st because I just want to put it out. Wish away, wish away. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay. And what else? I think that's it. I think I'm okay then. Probably shave. What am I doing here? I'm looking at this. Yeah. Okay. And I was also thinking, I don't know if I'm going to do this because it's time consuming, but you know, I got some videos of like me and my shrink. If I edit out his name or any like sensitive matter, maybe I'll put up because we had a few interesting conversations. You know, I'm thinking about it just to share with the world because instead of having to repeat myself, maybe that'd be easier. If you want to hear my life stories that I've told him, I have to repeat them again. What else? I'm kind of half doing that while I'm talking to you. I'm looking at this one. Well, I'm exporting something. Jesus Christ. Only at 80%. No. Should I? 50-50. 50-50. I like the idea of it, but I'm like, But I'll think about it. So slow go, this exporting the video. You have a whole long video. Very good. Oh, I think I'm out of sour cream. Wonderful. Oh, man. Yeah, but the real reason I came back is because Commander K wasn't too active. And I thought, well, I can't leave Commander K hanging. I mean, yeah. So I thought Commander K. What happened to Commander K? Special K. Oh, well. And what else? There's something else here. Hold on. What was it? This has to be closed. Yeah, it's like every fucking job I have. It's like that's part of the reason why I want to upload the shrink because I've told them before. I've said, look, it's like if these things happen once, you'd say, okay, lightning strikes, it happens. When lightning keeps striking, it's like a fucking pattern. And he was like, well, I was talking about autism, the depth of autism. He said, well, maybe you're ODD. And I said, well, I might be oppositionally defiant, but only in response to how I've been treated for being a fucking spurg. So there's some interesting points that part of me wants to share because it went in an interesting direction. I tell him, I say, like, you're like the Exorcist, man. You're not just some run-of-the-mill priest. You're like the wise old guy. He's always like, maybe you should find someone else. I'm like, no, man. No one else can be able to. This is your calling, man. You're an old 70-something-year-old fucking kike. This is your time to shine. Well, I don't know. I guess he thought he would just collect his shekels doing this online telehealth thing. But I told him, this is you're being called upon. I think my next job, I should always have my camera ready to record because if things go weird, at least I can put it on YouTube and say, see, I'm not making this shit up. This is my fucking life story. About all I can hope to do. I mean, because otherwise, spice things up. It's just going to be more shit. And I want to apply for, my plan is I haven't actually started. I use that one lawyer. I got all lawyer heavy, So we got the finger lawyer. I'm in the midst of the break your jaw lawyer, but I do want to reapply for Social Security. And the last time it was a disaster because what do you call it? The lawyer, I had to do all the fucking work. Like we went on the pay stubs from the other grocery store and the furniture store. I'm like, whoa. I hired you to take care of all this shit. I'm supposed to sit back and do nothing because they told me you might have to sign one little document. No, so it's like if I got to do all that work, then why am I using a lawyer? So I was going to start again, but And no, I don't feel like singing live. I'm not going to sing that. I refuse. I'm not in the mood for that. It's in my head now, but I don't want to sing it. Actually, I'll tell you an interesting story, a little timepiece. When that song came out, I think I was like 13ish. And it happened right around the same time as the Oklahoma City bombing. And the local radio station, I think it was it 92.3 K Rock or Z100, one of those out of New York. They took that song, Lightning Crash and like during the musical parts, they were like intersperse, audio. Oh my God, this is crazy. The bomb went off. And you hear Bill Clinton, this is a tragedy. America is going to get stronger. You hear all these like things. They did like a remix version that had like news audio mixed in, but I never liked that song or that band, to be honest. Oh, Neat Bucks. I'm not going back to work because I want to. If I didn't have all this other lawyer shit, I probably would have applied for Neat Bucks back. Well, that's what I tried to do back in October when I lost my job. Tried to apply for Neat Bucks. And then Social Security comes after me and says, oh, we need all your pay stubs for, this is, remember, October 24, everything from 22, 23. So that's a lot of shit. Shouldn't my lawyer handle this? Woo. So it's like, now that we're in a new year, is that what it's called? Disaster? And that's what I remember saying. They played, it's hard to say. It's another thing. Maybe I should be applying now. It's a good question. Hard to say. Even if I would apply right this second, see, even if I had kept my application from October going and I did all the legwork, it would still be pending. It takes months and months and months. So it could always, it could always be one of those things where I was too close to Trump's return, so I would have been screwed either way, unless it doesn't turn to a disaster. We don't know. We have no idea where it's going to go. If it's going to get harder, it might. It might be too late. That's a good question, Beppis. We're not really sure what he's doing or who's doing what kind of games are being played. So, oh, I feel it coming back again like a rolling thunder chasing the wind, forces moving. I can't. I remember the re-edited version. This is a tragedy, but America will be stronger. Oh my God, it's crazy. The bomb went off. Oh, there are people yelling, screaming. Yeah, it was like a disaster audio. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought of that, but you reminded me of it. No, that's the thing. It's not. It really isn't. I feel it coming back again like a road. All right, so have we crossed all T's and dotted all lowercase J's? Have we made up for, And my brother will be back. I'm sure when he gets some rest, we'll do another stream sometime. He's more awake and more lively. I think he wanted to be here, but he was just so out of it. I don't think, neither of us realized that this isn't working. Things don't always work, but you try. Mm-hmm. Coming back again like a road. The angel opens her eyes, pale blue colored eyes. Oh, that's right. Now, see, I forgot. So everything got drowned out. When you were telling us about that, I was driving. My brother was taking notes. You mentioned that, and then that other guy came on, and the story sort of shifted. Okay, so you had a CAT scan on your brain to see why you keep what? Getting dizzy or passing out, or you can re-elaborate because, well, for everyone who didn't hear it. Yeah, so how'd it go? You've wound me back up temporarily. That's interesting. I actually had a CAT scan in the hospital. I want to share that. That's one of the videos. I'm going to share the video of what happened was real quick. I know we're here to talk about your little CAT scan, but we're going to talk about mine for a moment. I have another CAT scan coming up in April for kidney stones specifically, but I got a CAT scan in the ER room, and same thing. They made me drink. Well, you probably saw the hospital video. I had to drink it too. The solution that they gave me, I don't know if it's available in Sweden. It actually wasn't too bad. I mean, it's like I wouldn't want to drink it as a regular drink, but for what it was, it wasn't too bad. You can go back, whatever that one was called. I maybe don't have it in Sweden for what it was called. So that wasn't terrible, but you're saying it actually caused some kind of reflux or something. Well, when do you get the results? That's a good point because they were checking your brain. You're right. So drinking it wouldn't do much. Yeah. For me, because they were checking my abdomen area, I drank it. Okay. So you got an injection. And yeah, because it was a brain scan. So, okay. And well, what? Do you get the results yet or you got to wait? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I thought socialized medicine was supposed to be some kind of paradise, like whatever. God damn it. Oh my God. I got that. Thule. Oh, I feel it coming back again like a rose. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so hopefully in 2 weeks. Yeah. Hopefully in 2 weeks we'll find out what's wrong with Beppus's brain. I mean, we know something's wrong with it. We just don't know what. Hopefully we'll have some more clarity on what's wrong with Beppus's mind and brain and everything. I'm starting to think I must just pull the fucking muscle because it hasn't been too bad, the pain. So maybe I did just pull some muscle, but it felt so much like the tear of the artery that I said, why? I don't explain it. I think I've been over it enough, Well, I mean, let's ask her if she's there. What's her biggest hope that they say, okay, Beppus, you clearly have this. We'll give you this pill and that'll help with is it seizures or vomiting or nausea or vertigo? What are the main symptoms? So you're hoping that they'll be able to identify it 100% and then there'll be some cure or some antidote? Possibly. I mean, was it even a stone? Now I'm starting to think it was probably was a muscle being pulled. That's what came up a lot. Musculoskeletal. So I mean, the sour cream helped. Well, my life is I have bigger problems than quote unquote ascension. My whole life's a fucking disaster. The jobs I work, people try to harm me. It's like it's not even a joke. There's more to being a spurg than just, oh, it's me. I don't have a girlfriend. It's at least for me. So what do you mean by ascension? I guess ascension for me would be when I get Social Security disability and then I can choose to work minimally if I want and not if I get fired or lose a job or quit, who cares? Yeah. That's my version of ascension at this point. What does CVS stand for? Well, I think life has beat me down so much that it's like I have like mental hangups. And that's part of the reason why I took to streaming. It is quasi therapeutic in a way, but it's yeah. I don't know what ascension is anymore. Like I said, failed normies dream of being normies. Fuck up spurg, social retards just dream of being a failed normie. If I can just be a failed normie, can't even get that in life. Oh, sickly, vomiting. Okay. Well, it could be tied to vertigo. I don't know if you've had the vertigo symptoms. It sounds kind of like vertigo, and that can often cause vomiting and nausea. Run and gun. Well, listen, I think you see, I don't want to mentally damage you, but okay, maybe you're 20 something. Uh, you reach a point where after the definition, trying things over and over again and expecting different results when it doesn't happen. Eventually, when you realize, oh shit, this is nothing. This wasn't my choosing, and this wasn't my fault. How many times do you change your mentality, and how many setbacks? And it's like a snowball. Every tragedy that I've suffered builds upon the other, and it messes with the mind. And yeah, I don't know how to change my mentality. If you know how, tell me. And yeah, does the vomiting happen just whenever? Like you could be cleaning the stables and you vomit. You could be like walking down the street and you vomit, or is it like certain times? Is it like when you're in bed? Is the vomiting limited, or is this like such a chronic problem? It happens just anytime, anywhere. You can be like, with your family eating dinner, and all of a sudden you start vomiting at the table. Or... My problems are bigger than that, and I promise, I keep teasing. I will share the stories. Way beyond that. Happens when you don't get enough sleep. Less than 5 hours. Oh, so you can't even go anywhere. You just basically you wake up and you start vomiting. And I guess you're done for the day. You're just vomiting. And how long, usually, on average, after you go through a day or two of vomiting, how long before the cycle repeats? Is it just something that happens sporadically, or is it happening like once a week or every couple of weeks? Or strangulation by a former coworker in a liquor store, almost run over by a nigger bitch. When I told them they didn't do anything, they tried to fire me, get me arrested for vaping. Oh, it was terrible. Claimed I slashed tires. It was like you wouldn't believe so much evil. But I want to tell the story start to finish. I've had some. Yeah, that's why I call myself occupational cook. I've had some very bad workplace experiences. And more recently, the faggot asshole, tall faggot, wanted to break my jaw right in front of the boss, who never liked me. The boss always hated me. And I got a lawsuit against them. It's not going too well. I found one lawyer out of like a dozen who would take the case, and the lady who took the case is no longer with the firm. And I get the impression that the people who inherited the firm don't want the case, but they're stuck with it. Oh man, it's a fucking nightmare. I can feel it coming back again like a rolling thunder. Workplace aside is a big part of life. Having to earn money and be able to exist. What problems do I have? Well, let's see. Well, that affects everything. My whole life, I guess I'm socially maladjusted. Where do I begin? I'm way behind in life. I'm in my 40s. If you think I'm magically going to get a normal life and a really good job, you sound like my idiot shrink. You're still young. I'm like, yeah, it's easy for you to say because you're fucking 73. I'm 43. I mean, I'm not that young. Well, that's what I was asking. I understand the 5-hour rule, but what I was saying was, how often do you lose sleep? You're saying it could happen sometimes weeks, sometimes months. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to get on neat books. So the neuropsych diagnosed me, and a psychiatrist gives me candy, and a psychiatrist or psychologist I've been talking to that hopefully, I've told them before. I said, hey, it's fucking Social Security, my neat bucks. Yeah, fucking. I didn't use the term neat bucks. You know what that is. I still think you got a lot going on for you. You seem to. So I should drop them, but But I do like the guy. I can say things. I say, like I do here on stream. I use some like colorful language that I think other shrinks would be like, you can't say that. He doesn't seem to give a shit. So I'll upload a few videos. Okay. I can feel it. Don't mind me if I'm doing things. I'll pop in and take a look on. I'll be in and out. Give me a sec. I'm just looking at other things. This video upload. That's kind of why I stream too. I was waiting for this video to, export. And there, I think it is. I'm like, what am I supposed to do to pass the time? Well, I'm hungry. I'm gonna have some sour cream. Let's take a look. Ooh, this came out. It came out decent. I can't hear anything.
Wow, it's very rare to have a hematoma. And kidding. The one with
It's me talking to I had a meeting with, and they actually show. That's why I'd like to share it. Maybe I'll share it one day. Where the hell is it? Yeah, see, like I was editing this video. You can see here. How do I play this?
gastric arteries. So you don't think it's either? Well, because it's still. Yes. What Why did they send me to you?
The video itself is rather boring, but I figure what the hell as a record. It's me talking to this chick who's some kind of general. She tells me what she is, a general surgeon, non-invasive, blah blah blah, and she just tells me, I don't. Even though there's a slight hiatal hernia, I don't think that's the cause. She ends up sending me to first for an ultrasound of my gallbladder. She even says, "Oh, something." I don't know. I won't spoil it for you. But how'd that look? No, I don't believe that. I was telling my shrink that the punishment doesn't fit the crime. I have my theories about how social hierarchies work, and no, I don't think it's simply, well, you're instigating. It's very easy to say, why you must do X, therefore Y, but the reality of the world is no. People are treated differently based upon who they are, what they look like, how they present, not necessarily because what they did. Like I said, I call them Henry Rollins, the boss man, who never liked me. Even before the tall fag threatened me, the boss man never liked me. One time the GPS system was lagging. He was bitching about, you stopped. I know you did. The GPS doesn't lie. No, the GPS was lagging. Meanwhile, the other guy, I stopped at the McDonald's. Oh, no big deal. So it's like people play favorites. It just seems like I'm always targeted, disliked. Yeah, because it was telehealth. She had the images from the ER, the CAT scan at the ER. They sent to her, and she showed to me on screen. So I wanted to share them. Yep, that was all my innards, my stomach, and you can see. I'll give me a sec. Let me try to bring it back up. So I didn't want to spoil it yet. It was just a preview. It was a sneak peek. Where the hell is it? Hold on. But I guess if you see this, you see everything you need. Where the hell is this? Hold on. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, here it is. Okay, is that on screen? Because I can't tell. There we go. Yeah, you're seeing, well, the stomach. Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay.
Everything's reversed.
Okay.
What you're seeing on the right is at my left side. You see some of the contrast. That white, if you can see that white like circle in the middle, I think it's the stomach. The contrast, you can see it was, Couldn't really hear her though. It was a bad connection.
Okay.
And if you look to the right-hand side, the top right, the top of this giant circle, you'll see how there's a bulge. I don't know if you can see it. There's a bulge. Let's see if I can point it out here. Like in here. That's where back Christmas Day I tore my...
Yes, it was the left side.
I tore the inferior epi... See that? Yeah, we can pause that.
Yeah, okay. Wow, like a balloon. Yeah, good.
Yeah, this thing in the middle here. That was a big bulge. That shouldn't be there. That's when I tore my inferior epigastric artery. Don't take the easy way out. Grind. Okay. Exactly, Melinda. Some people have, just grind, bro. Yeah, no. In fact, if you're really interested in run and gun, you can go back. I put a video up. You can put my most, I have other stories to tell. The story about the guy threatening to break my jaw right in front of the boss and the boss blaming me, that's actually fairly minor. But that guy, you can watch that video. Go back and watch that video. I think it's called Threatened by a Coworker or something like that, threatened with workplace violence. Go back and watch the video. And you can hear that guy, this tall fag, was a total fucking piece of shit. But the boss really liked him, I guess, because he was tall or they were buddies or whatever the fuck was going on. And the tall fag was like, obviously big. He was like semi-retarded. He said he was bipolar. He was the son of a cop. He was always boasting about his gold-plated PBA. I'm not going to repeat this fucking story. Before you ask me questions, Christ, it's getting kind of, Yes, I'm gonna. If it's twins, I'm gonna name them Run and Gun. Ouch. Well, no, it was a bulge. When the artery tore, the blood sort of, so it's called the hematoma. Hematoma, when the blood isn't in the artery it should be in. It's bad blood. It can no longer be used. It's bad blood that's just in your, kind of in the stomach here. The artery had to heal. The blood, this hematoma, this big ball of blood, kept the artery in place so it healed, and eventually, slowly, the bad blood dissipated. So that's mostly, what you're seeing is that, I think. Well, there you go. Run and Gun has all the answers. Thank you. Thank you. She did. She did. Hello, says Cassandra. Sorry for missing so much. You better be sorry. You. What else is going on? Oh, I think. Yeah. Well, I'm winding down now. I'm glad I came back because the last stream was just kind of meh, my brother. So I'm glad I came back. I'm glad, I touched base. Yeah, it's good to be here. Winding down, but cool. I hope we learn the secrets of Beppus's CVS. Yeah. And Dimian, man, we explain to Run and Gun. Everyone has different experiences in life. You can't just assume that what works for one will work for all. And this is part of the cognitive empathy that people lack. Yeah, we wonder if he's a spurred too. He doesn't have as bad the social problems as I do, but he was also, and I wonder too, the nut house we grew up in, all the kinds of problems. So yeah, no wife, no kids, no real friends. He gets along with people. People like him, but like in the acquaintance way. Yeah, dead end job, similar. And let's see here. Yep, genetic dead end. My parents shouldn't have procreated. I've always said that. All right, where was I? Hold on. Okay, so in this, I just wanted to point out we had a couple of Bigfoot sightings. I figured this is, exciting. Cassandra, calm down. Calm down. We'll see. Calm down. Take it easy. One step at a time. Maybe half an hour ago, but now I'm not so sure. But we'll see. We'll see. But first, I want to talk about the Bigfoot sightings. So in this other video here, I'll show you at this one point here. Where is it? Right about here. For those who didn't see it. But
Christ, this is why it's hard. I don't have some
Hard,
birds
man.
just walk around and talk to themselves. I actually be like 6'4" to do that because
yeah, if you just want to walk around and talk to yourself like one of those spurs, they just got to be 6'4" because it's like a and Bigfoot agreed. I pinned it. He said correct. He agreed. You got to be 6'4".
I actually be like 6'4" to do that because me,
Again, that's also part of the experience. You can be like a big spurg and people ignore that. You can be a manlet spurg and people see you as harmless. If you're a fair game height spurg, people see you as let's get that fucking weirdo. That's a big part of it. And Bigfoot, I think he made another comment. I think there were 2 Bigfoot sightings, which is just exciting, right? 2 Bigfoot sightings in one video. And so he said here, OC, why are you so mean to little Cassandra? Why are you so mean to little Cassandra? And the answer, of course, is first of all, I'm not that mean to Cassandra. I think I'm a nice, perfect gentleman. And when I am a bit mean to Cassandra, it's because she loves it. She craves it. It's the difference between being a Chad and a Spurg. See, maybe I should be one of these. What do you call it? I should be one of these. Those coaches, a dating coach. Yeah, maybe you can learn something. Little Cassandra's begging me to come on. We'll talk, little Cassandra. That's all. But we had 2 Bigfoot sightings in the same video. The threads there in the comment section of the same video. Isn't that wild? I don't think so. I mean, she's also pushing 40. How old is she? She must be like 37 or 38. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, time is ticking. I have no idea if she froze her eggs. I have no idea if she even wants kids. I have no idea. We're estranged, so I have no idea what my sister is or isn't doing. But to the best of my knowledge, no, I don't think she plans on having kids. She herself has even said we're a fucking dead end. Absolutely. If I bring Cassandra on and then someone else comes along, I will kick them off for Bigfoot himself. We're going to see Bigfoot. Well, that's probably part of it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely a Spurg. I don't think I chose this. Yeah, there's probably mentals. Yeah, sure. I feel, how do I put this politely? I feel relieved for those grandkids that won't exist because really, it would be a disaster. I feel relieved for the children I'll never have and the children my siblings never have. It's probably better that way. Well, it's probably too late for him now, but. And how many did you father, Totem? Well, get help with who? What? Who wants to help? This is my help here. Oh, wait, you're Aiden. It's been a long time. Okay, Aiden from Canada. It's been a long time. Welcome. Oh, but it is. You're telling us that your parents have 7 grandkids. Who fathered whom? Because or who sired whom? Because I don't know. Well, I'm seeing a shrink, man. I get candy from the psychiatrist, and I talked to a psychologist. I mean, what kind of help? I got a diagnosis from a neuropsych. What kind of help? Who the hell's going to help me? Who's even fucking This week sucks. I'm dreading going back to work. No, not your GERD, Totem. Answer the fucking question. Evidently, I was on before. My brother wanted to stream, but then he was really tired, and I said, screw this. And I'm like, well, that was a terrible way to end it, so let me come back for a little bit. But that it does, run and gun, that it does. So I haven't looked. I'll probably find some other shit minimum wage job again. I haven't done anything yet, but I'm gonna have to. I gotta check my every week when I claim unemployment. It tells you how much is left, and it's gonna run out sometime in middle April. So a couple more, 2-3 weeks. Yeah, I have no choice for the time being. I'm gonna have to. No, I wouldn't do that. I can't do fast food preparation. No. Well, that's what what's his name? Rafterman said earlier, but I think you put more wear and tear on your vehicle. Well, my vehicle is old. It's 20 years old, and it's it gets me around locally, but I put more wear and tear. I would destroy the vehicle, paying a lot. Like you drive around doing DoorDash or whatever, and then I think how much goes to gas, how much goes to wear and tear, like you need new brakes, new tires, how much you think you're making X amount, but then a month later you got to take it in the shop, and you can't work that day when it's getting repaired. And then if it dies from if I, what I'm saying, like if I use it more than I normally would, it'll die faster. So when I do need it to get somewhere, I say, oh, my car died quicker than it would have because I was, janitor for a university or guardian. A lot of those jobs are now, well, I don't know about guardian. Janitors, I remember when I was a kid, janitors were these old white guys. They were like union. Now, most janitors, it's sublet work. They hire like Mexicans, illegals that they pay under the table. And it's usually an outside company that, so true janitor jobs. Like I remember my father's uncle was a janitor for years at this, what's it called? Like this chemical company. And he did okay for himself, but he was born, 1920s. So jobs like that don't really exist. He's dead now. Jobs like that don't really exist anymore. There's a union job. I remember when I was a kid, there'd still be the old guy who's been the janitor for like 50 years. You don't see too much of that, Times are hard, you're afraid to pay the fee, so you find yourself somebody who can do the job for free. When you need a little loving, 'cause your man is out of town, that's the time you get me running, and I'll be around. I'm a fool to do your dirty work. Oh, yeah. I don't want to do your dirty work no more. I wanted to change songs because, what's his name? Thule had that live song in my head. So good. Dirty work. Yes. I'm a fool to do your dirty work. Oh, yeah. Again, is anyone paying attention? And don't hide behind a lag. I was singing dirty work. So those janitor jobs don't really exist. Well, you still answer the question. How many of the your parents' 7 grandkids did you actually father yourself? How many nieces and nephews do you have versus how many children? We'd like to know. You're being asked a question here, Totem. I hope you have an answer. My whole life has basically been rotting, but there were times like I was younger, I had more hopes and ambitions, and just every time, every failure, every setback, and eventually reach a point where you say, "Fuck, I'm over 40. What am I expecting to happen?" Yeah. Well, you are half Arab, and I guess like in Sweden, Arabs are like the Mexican equivalent. So, but I guess you have to be under the table, illegal. Yeah, I've sung that before, and I don't. It should already be on the list, and I don't feel like singing it. You'll have to ask what's his name. Thule can come on. He thinks AC/DC is better than the Beatles, so you can have Thule come on, and he'll sing that for you. No, not Ermager. Answer the damn question. Well, you know, the one grocery store I worked at, they called them porters. And they actually were, they varied in age, but they were all only working like 4-hour shifts. And they were all, you know, like SSI, but like people who had real mental problems. I said mental problems too, but they were like, you know, oh, my caseworker, my job coach says I can't work more than 5 hours because I got to go. It was always, they would hire like, you know, those jobs, what they called porters, which is basically just a custodian. Those are reserved for like people with like job coaches and, you know, social workers and shit. Like, you know, people who are really fucked up. Yeah, I guess that's the same. Yeah. I mean, I don't regret not having kids, but I regret that I never had the choice. I wish I had the choice in the matter. Like what? Cleaning all day? What are we talking about? No, but one of her fathers is from one of her fathers. One of her parents or fathers from North Africa. All right, hold on, Christ. In a bit, if I feel like it. Yeah, he's one of DBF's. It's like, is DBF still dumping his trash, his rubbish in my stream here? I've asked him not to do that. Run and gun, man. There's some things in life I can teach you about women. Yeah, I think DBF sicked his dog on me or something. Yeah, run and gun. What brings you here? For your master, DBF. Okay. Oh well, millennial. I mean, you used to be in dumb stream too. You're a bit broader. No, run and gun, like Beppis was saying. Run and gun apparently is an entity, a creature of Destroyed by Foids. Split, so the maintenance. Wait, bunch of them broke. Was it like a customer screwing around or just inertia gave way? I mean, usually, porters would clean, but I'm like, when we do overnight work, you break it, you got to clean it up. And I've knocked over plenty of displays. I've made plenty of messes, yes. And it takes away time, yes. Nothing, run and gun. You can teach me. How's that sound? And Totem, you didn't answer the grandkids. How many of them are by you? And as you know, it doesn't always work out like this, but in theory, you're supposed to like keep every broken glass or at least every bottle or every broken, at least one UPC code so that the receiver knows how much product was lost and they can scan it out. It doesn't always work that way, but I've considered that. Here, what I understand, forklift drivers, you get certified by location. Because I did work this one job once. It was in this warehouse. And I ended up quitting because I was working a night job and they wanted me there at like 6 a.m, but I was still at my night job. But the guy said, yeah, if you ever want to come back, we'll teach you how to do a forklift, but it's only good here. He was saying you get certified at that location. It's only good at that location. So I can consider that, but Do you know who Amber is from? No, I don't. I rarely go to his streams, and the few times I did, he banned me. I thought we were buddies, but I guess not. So no, I don't know. I really don't know anyone from that stream. But what's his name? No, what's her name? Beppis told me you were one of his friends or something. So no, I don't have the brains or the skills or the education, the money to get the education. What the hell are you talking about? What fantasy world are you living in, doctor, engineer? What the hell? I'm not sure because I thought forklift driving was per location. So it's not like I'm a forklift driver, I can go anywhere. You got to like recertify in each location you go to. I'm sure recertification isn't hard, but basically you're only authorized to work a forklift at that one location, from what I understand. So I used to do at the grocery, I would do like, the electric jacks and the high lows, not quite the same, but comparable. You said he was an extension of DBF. He was DBF's creature, I believe was the term you used. He's like, out on a reconnaissance mission. You got to do more research, man. Sloth has been on the stream. You can go back and see what he looks like if you want. Okay, that's great. It's turning to the DBF stream. Okay. Maybe Cassandra will get her wish. Maybe it's time to bring her on because... Tell him that is accurate. Yeah, that's an accurate description. Yeah, he kind of looks like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if Cheech and Chong can somehow have a kid together. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, definitely. No, just like that's kind of like McDonald's. That's way too. I wouldn't be a waiter or a bartender or a McDonald's worker. I don't think I want to work with food and serving people, waiting tables, busboy. I was going to see Seymour doesn't get me at all. That's quite obvious. I'm sorry. How many of these kids, the grandkids, your parents' grandkids, how many did you yourself, father? You still haven't answered. No, I'm not good at chatting people up. What the hell? It's like quite the opposite. In real life, no. God, no. In real life, no. I'm a fool to do your dirty work. Oh, yeah. Exactly. But see, Beppis gets it. I think a lot of you people might mean well in your own silly ways, but yeah, Beppis, I think you understand. I've always said you're probably a Spurget. You don't have as hard as Spurgs, male Spurgs, but yeah, the burnout, it's all very real. Well, then, if that's true, Totem, you can't say for sure it's 7. There might be more, might be less. How do you know? Yeah, but this is a place where you starlings choose to come or not. And there have been plenty of people who said, fuck this guy and flown away, which is fine. But this is like, you don't have to be like me in the bar. I got to be nice to everyone, try my best to be everyone. I'll still piss someone off. And the manager's going to say, you're pissing off the customers, fuck off. Now here, people who come here want to be here. Running gun, do you know anything about Spurgs? Do you know a true Spurg? Super social in my vids, yes. When I'm saying, hi, doctor, what is this? Okay. Or I say, hi, who else do I talk to in my videos? Receptionists? Yeah, it's a good way to look at it, Endymion. Absolutely. See, Chris Dubs gets it. Another spray. I would say, who are the Spurgs? I don't know much about Endymion. I do know that, yeah, Beppis is a Spurget. Dubs is a Spurg. Yeah, it's different talking to people in real life, versus talking to an audience where you set the parameters. No, it's different. And it's even different. Like my shrink has said the same thing. You seem like you're good at talking. I'm like, well, dude, you're my shrink. It's like rent a friend. You're being paid to talk to me for it's your job to listen to me for 45 minutes. It's this isn't like I'm gonna get fired or threatened or something like that and lose my job. This is just I'm talking to you because you're paid to listen. You can't compare this to a bar or talking to my shrink to working in a restaurant or saying to a fucking receptionist, "Oh hi, what time do I come in?" To just people you're going to see in passing versus yeah, social burnout. Yeah, exactly. Real world, absolutely. Yes, Dunbar's number, absolutely. I don't know what that is, but my Dunbar number isn't that high. And there are differences between real world people versus not that you aren't real, but again, there's nothing at stake here. It's just a freaking yeah. Okay, we've reached that point. Oh, it was good to come back and say hi.
Hello, can you
Take
hear
that
me?
ride.
In your opinion, you think it just went?
So even doing these does tire me out. After a while, it's like, oh my god. Like the next day, I'm like, oh man, that was tiresome. I would sneeze. Excuse me. All right, where were we? Was that all? Oh right, hold on a minute. Yeah, trucking. And I was like an auto parts driver, and I liked it, but I like the actual driving part. But even there, I thought, great, I'm not going to be around people. But you see what happens. Well, Beppis, you're asking when I work at my brother's job. Well, I don't know if that would work. I think he's afraid it would reflect poorly on him. I'd say, "Oh, you're that weirdo's brother," and that would affect his livelihood. Plus, we might not even be in the same department. Plus, I don't know if we want to work together. Like he needs his job, I need mine. I don't think it would be a good idea. Is that a joke? You told me I'm special, special, so special, special. I gotta have some of your attention, Thule. Give it to me, cause I'm gonna make a scene. Nobody else here, no one like me. I'm special, special, so special. I'm a Spurg. My problems go way beyond being a failed normie. I don't think you know anything about, well, what do you think a failed normie is? Right, exactly. It just the way it's not even about getting a girlfriend. That's what a failed normie is bitching about. No girlfriend for me, but everything else is fine. Like everything, it's like when you can't even socially function in life. It's such a fucking disaster. Yeah. Well, I always tell my shrink because he says the same stupid shit. I said to him, "Look, man, you've never met me in real life. It's always been telehealth medicine bullshit. I want to see you in real life." Because didn't I say this last time? I said this to someone last time. I thought it was you. There's a difference between how you present in the flesh versus some virtual internet, bullshit world here. Cuck and Gun is a failed cousin husband. He was going to marry his cousin. Is he from what? Is it hillbilly from Appalachia or something? No, he's from Australia, I think. I was just about to say it was Herman's Dandy, Dandy. Now that I shot you dead, Dandy. Then what you gonna do? Yeah, Herman's Dandy. That's not that very good. That song's not that good. Mm-hmm. Okay, Run and Gun. You've never met me in real life. You have no idea how people you meet on the internet are in real life. How they're perceived in real life. I think a lot of it is social hierarchy where you rank and, once someone in power, like a boss or something, doesn't like you, and the others realize, oh, we got to distance ourselves from this guy, and hey, we can get away with it, treat him like shit because the boss doesn't like him, and so it's a whole fucking dynamic. What am I even doing here? Well, a moment ago, you just told me I was normal. Now you're telling me I need even more than a shrink. Okay. So you don't even know where you stand on me. So you don't even know how to perceive me. See? That might be part of the problem, too. People like my radio. Oh, you seem normal-ish. So therefore, you must be choosing your fate. No. Why don't you go ask Cass? Go ask Cassandra. She can answer that question for you. Seymour's asking if I do any cooking. Go ask Cassandra. Oh, wow. Gee. What did you she said earlier you were getting her alcohol. What did you give her? Was it laced with something? You can be honest. You can be honest. Between you and me, see. Did you, what happened? So because Cassandra said earlier you'd gone out. You asked if she wanted something to drink. She said, sure. You asked her what? She said, anything. What did you get her? Well, Seymour just said she passed out. So I don't think she's coming on. Oh, of course. Because I made these for my shrink. I reference them often. Yeah, here's me. And we've got, of course, the oblivious types who say, you seem nice, and they seem nice. Everything's fine. Well, what's wrong with you? Not everybody hates me, but I've been over this so many times. This is why I hate repeating myself. Sometimes it's interesting, but how many times I have to repeat this shit? Christ. So it sounds like Run and Gun is the oblivious type, la la la, who doesn't realize what's going on around him because the hostiles don't bother him, but they target people like me. You seem normal to me. Yeah, yeah. Does that answer any questions? No, no, I'm not autistic. I'm 100%, neurotypical. You asking me? I just told you I'm a fucking spurg. So Seymour is in the kitchen cooking. Cassandra is passed out drunk. Wonderful. No, they don't target me because of my actions. They target me because of who I am. They can pick up, they might not know what a spurg is. They can pick up, I'm different. I don't belong. The oblivious don't have a problem with me, but the hostiles say, okay, you seem normal. You're fine. They see me and they just know I'm off. The oblivious don't get it. Hence, you're oblivious. That's what I'm talking about. I'm the spurg. Yeah, and this is why I want to actually play some of the videos. A session or two ago with my shrink, I brought up because he was talking about how you're oppositionally defiant. He says to me, I think OC, you're oppositionally defiant. And I agree. I said, I might very well be, but you're looking like chicken and the egg. It's not, I'm oppositionally defiant, therefore people hate me. It's the other way around. People hate me. And eventually, like I said, when I was a kid, I remember like the teachers, they'd be so harsh towards me. And they other kids would be like rowdy and the teachers would like treat them with kid gloves. And I'd say, what am I doing wrong? And at some point you realize you're not doing anything wrong. You're just being, targeted. So I was telling about that. I read something online about how I wish I bookmarked it. Something about how it was a Spurg website. And one Spurg said, why do people hate us so much? Another replied, it's not what we do. It's who we are. They don't know why, but they decided within 5 seconds they don't like us. And they retroactively go back and they say things like, well, you did this, you did that. You stopped for an iced tea. That's why I don't like you. When in fact, the boss didn't like me to begin with. And I was telling my shrink this. It's like, yeah, they pick up on it. They don't like us. And the oblivious say, I like you. And I like them. And everyone likes me. So what's wrong? What'd you do? Yes. My shrink, Run and Gun, they're all just oblivious. They can at least try to have the cognitive empathy to try to understand what we go through and the reality of our existence. Yeah, can't get social cues, out of step. Oh, yeah. It almost seemed like, I told the neuropsych, I was like, it almost seemed like magic how people would get friends and shit, like just naturally. Like I would talk to the same people, none of them wanted to be my friend. It was just, It's almost like how do normies do it? Oh. I lost track of what we were talking about here. Rice. That's called. There's a recipe known as porcupine balls. It's like a big ball of meat with like rice, porcupine balls. I haven't had those in a long, long time, but yeah. Right. You know, I always said, like, if someone's in a wheelchair, they get a pass. You don't expect them to get up and run. If someone has like terrible gout or arthritis, but it's not as obvious. Why are you just sitting there? Get up! Like, they're in physical pain too. But because you can see the wheelchair, you can say, "Oh, but you look fine to me." So same thing. It's like, when I've had several attempts on my life and other workplace violence and threats of being arrested and people coming after me, it's like I'm not allowed to function in society. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Dubs. Absolutely. You can see the guy's missing an arm. You're not expecting it. But like with us, it's like we're expected to, and we try. God help me, I try. But when it doesn't work out right and these people, something's wrong here, instead of saying, oh, maybe this guy is, he's different. It's, I don't understand what's going on, therefore bad. No, it becomes hell. Not because it's every social environment I've been in, from school to every job I've ever had, has been a fucking disaster. Hell, in my own family, it became a disaster. But I blame them. That's a whole other story. Oh yeah, good analogy, Dubs. And they let you donate sperm. Don't they have to be like a perfect specimen, or does Norway have laxer laws on sperm donation? Hmm. Okay, cool. I guess hour and a half's decent. I'm not sure what you're asking. You mean I know Cheez-Its or Cheezels. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. Cheezels? We do. I've never heard of them. Cheez-Its. Cheezels? All right, maybe time to. Sounds kind of like bugles to some extent. They call bugles, kind of. I don't know. Cheezels? I have no. I'll look it up. I have no idea. No, I don't believe so. If we do, I've never seen them. Cheezels. Cheezels are a brand of Australian snack food. Snack Brands Australia. Crispy, puffy ring with a strong, savory cheddar cheese flavor. They are similar to cheese puffs, American Cheetos, or Canadian cheesies. No, I don't think we have cheese holes. No, that's not to my knowledge. Oh, you mean when I come to Australia? Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind. Do you have Cracker Jacks in Australia? I think I found a little plastic ring at the bottom of a Cracker Jack box. So I was going to use that, but okay. I'll do a cheesel instead. I don't think so because I've never been like a long-term relationship. I never had that long-term girlfriend. I mean, you can have like the crushes and the puppy love, but that kind of love where, that you see in movies where a guy and girl are together for a long time, they love each other and they fall out of love or whatever. No. I would imagine some of them can, sure. It might not present the way normies think it would. I think they can feel feelings of love. It just, you probably might not recognize it as presenting the way you expect love to. Oh yeah, someone mentioned that last time. Love on the Spectrum. Yeah, haven't seen it. Some streaming show. Yeah. Hmm. How am I doing this? I don't want more potato chips because I don't have any more sour cream. What time is it? Hmm. Yeah, no, that's right, Seymour. Slop. Well, I still have some of the dinner left over, but I'm not really in the mood for that. It was very heavy. I made it myself. You want to know what I made? Maybe I'll tell you. Yeah, but I really don't want to snack. I got some cheese doodles. I don't know if you know what those are. I've got cereal. I've got other crap. I still got some of the meal left over. I got some sausages I made a few days ago. There's stuff to eat, but I just was in the mood for a little something like that. I agree. I call them spurgets. They're rarer, and I don't think they have the same problems as male spurgs. But yeah, I do think they exist. But I agree. I agree, Seymour. Maybe it's a good thing Cassandra passed out because we don't really hear from you too often. And I think if you're telling the truth and she's passed out, I think you're a bit freer to speak your mind. You're saying things you might not say, if your girlfriend were still awake right now. Yeah, no, Seymour's correct. This is Seymour using his drunken girlfriend's account. No, once again, that's not Cass. That's Seymour. Cassandra's passed out drunk. Her boyfriend, Seymour, has assumed her identity. There are failed normies who think they're spurgs. The key difference is if your biggest problem is simply I can't get a woman, but everything else is normal. I have a good job and people treat me fine. You're probably a failed normie. If you're having social problems that go well beyond a girlfriend, you're a spurg. Yeah. Well, there are several possibilities what you are, but spurgdom is definitely high on the list. It's not about lifting blame. It's about explanation. It's like saying, all right, my legs don't work. I'm a cripple. You're just assigning blame to yourself. No, I really am a cripple. My legs don't work. A rose by any other name. Well, again, that's what normies tend to think. There's a difference between someone who knows what they're doing socially and chooses to be an annoying jerk versus someone who because oftentimes when people don't understand, when normies don't understand something that's different, they say, I don't get this, therefore bad. He must be being a jerk. Yeah, that's it. People can say you're a jerk for just to justify why they don't like you. No, it's fighting for what? At some point, it's like, fuck this. So what am I fighting for? What are we talking about? Oh, the right to procreate? I don't care about that. Again, least of my fucking problems. I wouldn't want to procreate. Wish my parents hadn't procreated. My God. Well, Chris, you should go on that show, that Love on the Spectrum show when it comes to Australia. Maybe you'll find your special whatever. Yeah. See, it does get tiring. It does get draining for real. Like, there have been times maybe we'll go hours, but oh, is that right? They consider them on the spectrum. That just if that's true, that's terrible. That's not really the spectrum though. That's true retardation. Down syndrome, that's an extra chromosome. That's like mental retardation. I don't get it. Yeah, no, but I will draw a line somewhere. Like if you are working in a hospital in the burn unit and some burn amputee patient says, you can have sex with me. I want to feel it one last time. If they don't look human, you're now crossing. It's not really ascension. You're just, same thing with mentally retarded. They're not in a position to be doing those things. It's just like abuse. So it's just terrible. She sure did. She shot me down hard. I said, Bepis, come visit me. I'll pay for everything, please. And she said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is exactly what happened. Exactly. I thought Cassandra was passed out. Now you're saying, did she wake up? AI to make Down syndrome simp farming girls on social. Okay. She said this a while ago. Or she just woke up half, passed out like a. Okay. Well. I'm surprised though, 'cause Cassandra, she was all excited for the stream, but she was that out of it. She was that wow. Well, it was good to talk to Seymour for a change. Hmm. I'm starting to feel the liquor. I mean, I think the pressures of knowing I get back to work soon and my problems still aren't resolved, only getting worse. I think it's all starting to weigh on me now. Okay, I will do that. I'll read some books, take some more showers. Cold approach. Oh yeah, I can upload the video. Oh my god, the time I got the cops called on me. Oh, it's a whole long story. I wasn't even approaching the chick. Yeah, the chick who bandaged my hand. Oh, it's a whole wonderful story. I got to share that. But I hope you watch some of my videos, at least get an idea of my background, as opposed to just asking me stupid questions. Run and gun. Not as much as I used to. That's why I've never seen her before or since. Well, then don't ask me any more silly questions. You know, you can see how I even had the cops called me once. This chick who bandaged my hand. When I burned my hand, I wasn't trying to hit on her. And the only reason the cops knew who I was is because it's a whole long story. I'll make a video about it. But they knocked on my door and they said, "Well, you're not in any trouble," but she felt uncomfortable. I'm like, "Oh, no, this wasn't in a stream." This is in real life, man. Real life, I'm not treated the way I am on the internet here, with all this love and admiration I get from you people. Exactly. I gave this girl the ick. It's a whole long. I burned my. It's a whole long fucking story. I have some video and some footage of it. I should put that together next. Oh, it's interesting. Oh, it's fascinating. I'm going to start sharing some more videos of my life, but I'm not going to watch your videos and stop asking me stupid questions. You can watch my videos, see what happens. See how I'm treated in real life. I don't need this shit. I am a Spurg. They can pick up that something is different about me and they don't like it. No matter what I do, you can't mask. It's all the subconscious stuff. Well, to the oblivious, nothing. To the hostile, a whole lot, a world of difference. Okay. I don't know. That might be part of the reason why I experience what I do. They can tell that I'm like, I know it sounds like cope, but like maybe a step ahead of them intellectually, so they just don't know how to react and they just get to the violence. You say a whole lot, but you struggle. Give me one example of what exactly is different about you. Where do you want me to begin? My whole life has been one social disaster. No friends, no girlfriend, never able to hold a job. And this isn't even a woe is me, more just this is really how things turned out. Every social environment I've been in, they try to get rid of me. They try to destroy me. Why? The punishments don't fit the crime. My shrink will even admit that. He'll say, "Yeah, the punishment doesn't fit whatever crime." It's something. It's a lived experience. That's all I can tell you. You can try to comprehend, even if it doesn't affect you. You can at least try to comprehend it or not. But well, again, that's what I keep pushing off. That's probably one of the dread as we get close to the end of the month. I go back to work in April. I get my life in order, and I like, I want some more time to lay down and rot. I want some more time to temporarily neat. No, so there have been no improvements, and probably won't be until like early April. Yeah. And I know it'll probably be up to me. Like my brother, he he works a lot, and I know it's going to fall on me. I have to be strong and try to figure out where I'm going next. And no, you can like the thing I read online was great. It's like you can try to mask, but in order to mask, you have to be consciously aware of what you're doing wrong. There's so many minute little things that Spurgs do differently that normies pick up on, and you can't mask everything. No, I didn't say I was a Spurg because I have a girlfriend. You're asking different. I'm talking about my life story, how my life turned out, how you end up, and one thing builds upon another, builds upon another. You asked, like, it's like if I were a normal person, I would have been a normal person. I've had the normal life. I'd be, working some good job or some decent job, and I wouldn't be here. So the way my life has turned out. Yeah, they punish me because I'm a Spurg. People can tell you're different. People know it's not it's not really that. And you're still kind of young. I think you're only in your 20s. It's next time at work, see the guy that you don't like and ask yourself, stop before you say, why don't I like him? How come nobody likes him? Why don't you start, instead of like trying to nitpick, why don't you say, I wonder. And you can tell him a Spurg. Yeah, it's and again, like I said, not everybody hates Spurgs, and not everybody knows. Some people pick up we're different and hate us. Some people pick up we're different and they're fine with it. Some people don't think we're just fine, the oblivious type. So you seem okay to me. You get all kinds of interactions with people. So. And how do you tell? It's hard to like give a full list, but yeah, and I mean, you can just, it's okay. This is true for several reasons. One, The whole social hierarchy doesn't come natural to me. Playing the game seems like a waste of time. It doesn't make sense to us. Even if intellectually you can say, okay, I see why normies do this. I can't bring myself to do it. There's no desire. It's well said, Spurget. Yeah, I think Seymour means well, but he doesn't even understand the Spurgs. It's a whole. What is the profile, Run and Gun? Why don't you tell me what the profile is? Why don't you tell me what you think a Spurg is? You tell me what a Spurg is. No, it's not cool. This sucks. If I could have been a normie, I would have been. I wouldn't be here. It's a life of every job being a disaster, not having any livelihood, a whole fucking mess, and the problems that they build up on top of each other. No, this is a horrible life. There's nothing cool about this. Honestly, you don't even know what Spurgdom is. Okay, so basically, your definition of a Spurgdom is you met some failed normies who said, I'm such a Spurg, hee, and you think, oh, all these people think they're Spurgs. I don't think you even know what Spurgs are, is the impression I'm getting off you. Okay. Spurg is someone who's going to act normal, talk normal, behave. Yeah, that would definitely be me. I clearly don't behave normally. I'm clearly seeing some kind of weirdo. I don't even talk normally. You see me, I'm sitting here with answering questions, talking on a microphone like an interview. This is, first of all, nothing you see here is real life to begin with. In real life, I wouldn't be sitting down talking to people through a microphone. So right off the bat, you can't compare what you're seeing here to how I am in day-to-day, everyday life. So you don't know enough about me to profile me. You still feeling negative? Well, yeah, because I don't have neat bucks. I have to go back to work. I have to play this game. I have no choice for money. They understand. If I had money, if I hit the lottery or a millionaire, I think I'd be working. It's like I only play a game because I have what I have to do. Yes, I still need to eat and sleep and drink. Right, and for every how many people are here? It says 10 people are here. Okay. How many people? 4 or 5 people talking. Okay. There have been a lot of people who've been put off by me to the point of, oh, here on the internet saying, ew, you suck. There are people just flat out hate me. So you can ask them what they don't like about me. Go ask them, those others, what they don't like about me, and you get your answer. Because there's a lot of people. What I'm talking to you, and this isn't Cassandra. This is her boyfriend Seymour 1, 2, and Thule 3, and Beppis 4. I'm talking to 4 different people who want to be here. 3 of whom understand. And one guy who's confused you as to what Spurgs is. So I'm talking I'm talking to 4 people, 3 who get it, and 1 who's asking questions. What are you comparing this to? And the reality is, oh my God, I get up, I'm going to the fucking grocery store and work in the fucking meat department to cut the meat, and the fucking the boss is going to come over and he's going to blame me for something I went wrong, even though it wasn't my fault, and I'll have to defend myself and think quick. I was talking about my fucking, I'll share some more stories. Like I got to think fast half the time to defend myself because I'm being blamed for something that's not my problem. The boss is like, aha, it must be you. It must be you. No, and I got to like solve the problem for them. Instead of saying, hey, something's wrong here. Can you help? Who do you think? It's you. I know it must be you. No, this is like, constant. People tell me I have a weird way of speaking, a rushed way of speaking, all kinds of things. Plus, I'm drunk right now. I'm tired. It's like. Oh, yeah. That's because you're a normie. That's another thing. Being a Spurg, you're constantly blamed for things that weren't your fault. It must be that weirdo. There's something funny about him. I don't like him. Oh, all the time. Oh, God. The way you're hated all the time. And you got the oblivious types. Oh, you seem like you're talking fine. What's the problem? The problem is how I'm treated by others. And it doesn't matter if one person thinks I'm normal. If enough people hate you, your life can become fucking hell in these fucking work environments, these social environments with these occupational cliques. Just because one guy says, I think you're fine, la la la. Yeah, it just, I know my life story. I know what's happened to me. It's fucking insane. I can't believe what people truly are. It's still kind of mind blowing. And there are people, like I said, like Run and Gun, others. So I told my shrink, I get along with you and others, but you're oblivious. Okay. I think we're nearing the end zone. Well, a couple of problems. First of all, yeah, when you're a Spurg, you're kind of, they don't want to hire you at higher status places, so you're relegated to low status places. But not everyone. There are people in low status places who, like Thule, don't get blamed for anything. So it goes beyond that. There's quite a bit of beer here. You're trying to get me what? You're trying to make me an alcoholic? Yeah. Drink up. Okay. When people get confrontation with me, if I stick it back to them, I'm the bad guy. If I don't, it's like it happens all the time. And I don't have the IQ to work in physics with the smart Spurgs. I'm not smart enough for that. Okay. No, that's not true. There's usually someone like a tall fag or obnoxious nigger who is protection status, or someone who wants to be top dog or queen bee. And when the Spurg isn't falling in line, or with the social or whatever, they'll go after that Spurg. And people are afraid of them, like you said. The other normies want to fit in. No, there's always, you got to understand. You're probably, I'm not saying you're the confrontational type. You're probably oblivious. No, that's not true. See, there you go. The Spurg kid in the front of the store is always getting and you can say, stand up for yourself. They're all against you. It's like, imagine someone said to you, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. Day after day, you suck. And one day you say, ah, fuck you. See, you really do suck. Oh my God. Yeah. Why'd you say fuck you? That's so hard. Yeah. It's almost like, it's a lose-lose situation when you're a Spurg. And where'd that asshole go? What's his name? Run and Gun. He was asking what it's like. What is that? Wearing a duster? What's that? No, I have not watched Severance. A duster jacket? I don't know if that was a duster jacket. Well, these look like a bunch of women's jackets. Almost raincoat-like, kind of like a raincoat or a trench coat. More like a trench coat, rather, if I'm looking at the right things here. Okay, duster clothing. A long coat. Cowboys used to wear. Oh, for horseback? Okay, yeah, but see, the problem, one thing I got to say, how is the Spurg allowed to wear something like that unless he was coming in from the how do you, I know you're in Arizona, but are you allowed to wear that on the job? So whether, it's not just forget that, normies will target you, but in a broader sense, and I wouldn't be surprised if the boss said, hey, this is a grocery store, you can't walk around in that. I mean, because that would probably be against some kind of dress code violation. That's sort of a different example. Yeah, that's not. See, again, that's why I say, like, the cart collectors would always have to put on like those special vests. Well, maybe there's no requirement there. They have to wear a vest, the neon reflective vest, and a thing with the company logo. They always make sure the cart collectors had make it clear they worked at the store. There was still a dress code. I'm surprised, but I guess maybe at your store it's more free for all. I'm surprised they allow that. Well, again, you're in Arizona. It's more like cowboyish, so I guess. Okay. Well, yeah, I would imagine a duster wouldn't look as odd in that part of the country as it might in others. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to get on Neat Bucks. I guess with Social Security you can go anywhere, but trying to get like a lot of the things are state based, like your Medicaid, food stamps, housing. It's easier to do it where you're from than try to start over somewhere else. Yes, we are subhuman. Thank you, Seymour. Hmm. I'm looking up a Lusakofta, and what it looks like to me looks very similar to what we call a cardigan sweater, except cardigan sweaters have the zippers. This looks like it has buttons, but yeah, it's basically a type of cardigan sweater is what it looks like. It's a cardigan sweater, only instead of a zipper, it has buttons. Cardigan sweaters, remember Mr. Rogers used to wear? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, it's like a cardigan sweater, but with buttons instead of a zipper. I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you, so Let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, won't you please, please won't you be my neighbor? Yeah, that's funny. If I came out to your part of the, you might find me cold and unaccepting. You're saying I was born in the wrong region? I think Spurgs are, nationwide, coast to coast, world over. I don't know. That lady with the dogs is pretty friendly. Charlie and Izzy, she was nice. She's polite. Okay. All right. Well, I think we've had some interesting chats, some interesting talks. Another thing, like these people come in, they ask me questions, I engage them, and they always disappear. Like I'm not complaining they leave. What I'm saying is I don't boot people. I've timed people out on occasion, but it's like the one guy wanted to ask me all those questions, and I was happy to answer them, and he just stopped. Not even okay, goodbye, or okay, we don't see eye to eye, or maybe we'll come and talk later. I got to go. They peace out without any kind of goodbye. Strange. I don't know, Beppis. It's funny. The person who wanted to come on most was Cassandra, but now her boyfriend's telling me she's passed out drunk. She was begging to come on, and apparently she was. Well, maybe that's why she was drunk and wasted. Who knows? Maybe if I brought her on, it might have been like Girls Gone Wild. Maybe that's why Seymour had to come over and like pull her away and get her into bed because it might have been she might have been a little too tipsy. Yeah, but other than her, wait, you want to come on, Beppis? I mean, it's good to talk to Seymour, but still. Knocked out, but she would have been on like, hey, hey, throw the beads to me. I mean, if you want to come on, Seymour, and show us your tits, that's cool too. You can keep a mask on. We don't have to see your face. We like to see your tits too, Seymour. Not trying to let you feel. I'll give you some beads too. Yeah, but I mean, if she was that close to passing out, like you asked before about my worry about Trump being in power, had I kept my everything went fucked up back in October when I realized I had to bring in all these pay stubs. But even if I'd gone through with it, I'd still be waiting right now. It'd still be at least 8 months if you're lucky. So I'd still be in this boat regardless. Same thing. Even if Cassandra had come, even if I had taken calls a little earlier, she'd still be tipsy and ready. If she's that close to passing out, it would made no difference. Even if I had taken her on earlier, she still wouldn't have been in a state to come on. Just like, if Trump is going to change things, my application would still be pending anyway. So it's too close in time in the timeline for it to matter. Well, next time I'm going to insist. I'm going to say, Cassandra, are you drunk? Cool, come on. And when Seymour comes over, oh, she's going to pass out. I'll say, no, no, no. We'll get Cassandra drunk on the stream next time. I'm sorry to hear that, Seymour, but they probably mog. You want to see my tits? Do you want? Are we going there? Do we? Does anybody want to see this? I mean, I'm rolling. I'm hiding because does anyone want to see this? I think one of those little, wage purses, little penny purse. How do we go from wallets to that totem? Oh wait, I gotta ask Seymour a question. Seymour, your lady tells me you guys are thinking about moving to Denver. Is that like job related or school related, or you just want to change the scenery? Or are you moving to Denver, or you're planning to relocate to Denver? I have a question for Seymour. Now he's disappeared. Wonderful. All right, starlings, go fly away and be free, starlings. Ah, yes, to your mother and father, but it's a long way from Orange County, California. Yeah, but I mean that's where your girlfriend's family's from, right? And she herself is always going about how she's from California. She's always so adamant. I'm not from Arizona. I just live here. I'm from California. She's so proud to be a California girl. I wish they all could be California. Wish they all could be California. Wish they all could be California girls. Why are you still here? You're supposed to be over on what's his name, sucking his peepee. His peepee. Back's starting to hurt. Hope the pain's. I haven't had too much pain here. The back is getting a little tight. Like, oh my god. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, where do your parents live? Can you tell us? Are they still together, or they're split up? Because one's in Kansas, right? Do you do that simultaneously? And why am I on the phone? I'm not good enough for the bigger screen. I see, Beppis. Okay, so where do they live then? You want to move to Denver? Like where? Just general area where your parents live now. Mother's in Kansas, east of Colorado, and your father's in South Dakota. Okay, I guess closer-ish. Just go focus on him. Don't worry about me. You're not allowed. You're blocked. You don't want to. I thought his whole stream is nothing but him. His whole stream is like this. He just reads the chat. That's what I thought. Wow. But you're watching us both simultaneously? I'm a little like, where's your attention going? Oh, I don't know. I thought they had keyboards that hook up to the TV. TV effectively becomes a computer monitor. I see. I'll get off soon. I'll let you starlings fly off. Fly away and be free. Now, what time is it in Australia, actually? I guess it's evening, 7:30ish. So yes, go fly. Fly away and be free. Hmm. Well, now, see, how are you able to... Are you even listening? I guess I'm on mute. You got me muted. Why don't you just put the phone down and you can watch, you can listen to, what's his name? So she's not even listening. She's just watching. She's staring at me while listening to DBF talk. In other words, she likes looking at me, but would rather hear an Australian accent. Crikey. Beppis, unmute your phone. Crikey. Oh, wait, she's not here for me. Okay, I get it now. She wants to listen to Destroyed by Foids talk, but she wants to participate in a little chat room. Oh. So in other words, I can just go away. If you guys want to chat for a minute or so. Okay, so maybe this is a good stopping point. I wanted you to say your goodbyes, have your chat room fun. Yeah. You disappeared for quite a while. Now you're back. All of a sudden, you want to pick up where we left off. You didn't even say, "Hey, I'm going away for a moment." No, I was talking and engaging you, but no. They tell me that someone else is on, so you can go fly away, my starling friend, fly away and be with him. I think Run and Gun says he's only 25, but I don't know. I'm not sure because, like we were talking, he didn't say, "Hey, I'm going to go eat now. I'll be back in a bit." He just disappeared. So I lost interest in talking to him. You can go back and watch my videos. I've lost interest. It's rude behavior. Hmm. Yeah, we were just talking about how much Beppis now, she didn't like it at first, but ever since you remixed it, she loves. Yes, I preferred the PP remix. Absolutely. I thought that was brilliant. Beppis, Cassandra, that's Seymour. He had to take it. It's called the credit. I don't know what you call it in Sweden. You know, you got to take X amount of classes pertaining to your major, and then you got to take X amount of other classes. Like everyone who goes to college has to have X amount of history classes, or X amount of literature courses, or X amount of whatever. So it was an elective or something to fill a course requirement. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Perhaps I'm getting tired. I streamed before briefly, and my brother said, I said, I'll only come back and we finish the stream because it was sort of a downer stream. So I came back, but I'm getting tired. But what time? Maybe later on if I stream again later, because does Brother OC permit? Not exactly. Brother OC wasn't up for streaming, so we pulled it. And then I said, well, maybe I should go back. Now I'm getting to a point where I'm finally winding down. Like, okay, we got the stream out of the way. Now you want to come on. I guess you just got up and you're off today. But yeah. Beppis is busy. Apparently, she's stitching and she's watching DBF because she can't not watch DBF, but she's also kind of here because she wants to chat with people in this chat room. So she's got her hands full. Yeah, I have one of his albums. I forget which one. Oh, yeah, it's okay, but just background ambient music. What do you mean, a big quantum leap forward? What? Oh, it's a big quantum leap forward that because I said I might stream on Friday. Well, now it's Saturday morning, but yeah. Oh no! Someone's talking. Well, that's actually we can. What's his name? Run and Gun. you can ask him what his problem is, but you should be defending my honor, me Banks. I just I'm not Dev. I'm not sure what you're talking about. That was probably run and gun. He was here for the longest time, and people were saying, "Oh, he's one of DBF's," and I guess now DBF's he's flown back to where he belongs. But you can, well, no, I'll eliminate myself in a minute because I'm getting kind of tired. You guys can all go watch him now. The reason I'm reversing, I'm tired. I'm winding down. It's fucking 2.5 hours. It's like the end of the stream for me. You want to come on right when I want to go off. That's why I'm reverse. No, I'm not entertained. Well, I might go lay down now. I probably get some sleep. I didn't sleep too well last night. I saw my shrink today. I cooked and I watched that movie. Had some beer. Now it's like one thing led to another. It's a hard life when you're unemployed. No. You can just focus all your attention on that. No. That's a good question. Maybe we'll end it there. Maybe have me Banks should do a dual stream. You can watch him instead of No, I do like talking with you. Just I want to be like engaged and awake. Oh my god! All right, well, maybe we should say goodnight now. Any last things? I'll let you say your goodbyes. Well, that sounds like an interesting topic for another day. I don't think I'm awake enough for it right now. So you can explain it to me next time. We'll try to make it work next time. Okay. Because a lot of these starlings don't really care who the person is. They just want a nest to fly in. When I talk about starlings flying around nest to nest to nest, they just want, like, a chat room and someone to watch regardless of who or what it is. That's what most starlings are. And that's what you have here. You'll see the same groups of people in the same going around nest to nest to nest. So to them, whoever happens to be streaming at the moment is an improvement. We're dealing with starlings. They need their feed, exactly. Basically, like Beppis here was just looking for some way to kill time. It's Sunday. She's nothing to do. She was looking for a way to kill time before Destroyed by Foids came on. Now that he's on, well, it doesn't matter if I stay on or not. She's got more important things. So fly away, little starlings. Exactly. They need their feed. Who provides it doesn't matter. It's exactly correct.